The all-new Holden Commodore is about 6 months away, and everyone has been asking whether it's going to stack up against the current generation car. Today we've come to Holden's top secret proving ground to see whether the all-new Commodore has what it takes to take on the current car, and we're going to start in the back seat. We are sitting here in the all-new Commodore, and as you can tell, I've got the seat quite far back in my normal driving position. I've got heaps of knee room and plenty of toe room as well. The car comes with rear air vents plus USB charging points as well. If you need to relax, you've got two cup holders here and an armrest built in. And unlike the Commodore, these seats fold down in a 60-40 split folding configuration. The only negative to this area is a little less headroom. Okay, this here is the Commodore that we know and love, and you can tell because there is acres of legroom. These seats naturally sit up higher than they do in the new Commodore, so as a result of that, there's more toe room, but of course you can adjust the seats in that new car. You also get rear air vents here, but there's no USB charging points. And the other downside as well with the current Commodore is you don't have cup holders in this armrest, and those back seats don't fold down either. Now, if you're going to be transporting stuff in your boot, you're going to want to find out how big it is compared to the current generation car. One of the things we've always hated about the current Commodore is not being able to open the boot without the key. Well, they've changed it in this new one. Press the Holden badge and it cracks open. It reveals a 490 litre boot. That's 5 litres less than the current generation Commodore. But like I said, you can fold those seats down, which increases the cavity. And this current one has a space saver tyre, so we're not sure what it's going to come with in Australia. Let's see what that space looks like in the current car. So we've got our Commodore key to get into the car. It cracks the boot open and reveals a 495 litre space. So it's 5 litres more than the new Commodore, but the opening aperture is far less. The new car being a liftback means you can easily get stuff in. And like I said before, you can't fold these seats down. Now everyone's wanting to know, what does the new Commodore drive like? Well, let's hop in and find out. Before we set off for a drive, it's worth noting that the next generation Commodore will debut a number of new technologies for Commodore, including autonomous emergency braking, 360-degree camera, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with the latest version of MyLink. There's a focus on premium fit and finish throughout the cabin, with buyers of the V6 picking up cool features like paddle shifters and even massage seats. But how does the 2-litre entry level measure up? Well, we've spent a lot of time raving about the V6 version of the new Commodore. It's this one here that we've been really impressed with. It's the entry-level 2-litre, and it uses a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine. Makes 191 kilowatts of power and 350 newton meters of torque. Means it's good for a 0 to 100 dash of below 7 seconds. And it'll use under 8 litres per 100 Ks, and that's all mated to a slick-shifting 9-speed automatic transmission. We tested this out today on the open road and found that it overtook with ease even with 4 blokes on board. So from that standpoint, it matches that Commodore criteria. Holden's keeping mum on the specifications of these cars, but we do know there will be an entry level that gets things like cloth seats. It'll then step up to a mid-spec, which gets leather, and then a top-spec model as well. It'll also come with a big TFT LCD screen in front of the driver, plus this awesome infotainment screen, which, as we said with the Acadia video, it's getting updated too, so hopefully this car will eventually pick up that new infotainment system. Commodore lovers, don't despair. Holden is well on its way to making this thing feel like a Commodore at heart, and that's a car that handles, drives well on all types of roads, and most of all, handles the Australian conditions like those terrible pothole roads and gravel roads as well. Even this car, the 2-litre 4-cylinder, has been a real standout in terms of performance. There's stacks of room inside, and Holden still has 6 months to finish this up and move these cars from pre-production to final. So keep your eye on caradvice.com for all the latest Holden Commodore news. We'll keep you posted as things progress.